It's time for your board game dessert, folks. It's game pie time. Now, game pie is when Mandy and I serve up a selection of games curated by our great taste and our whims. It's not a top 10 because Mandy and I hate ranking things and we love pastry.
Yes.
So we started this ages ago, years ago, when we were hosts of the Dice Tower podcast. And we realized we didn't really feel the top 10 vibe, but we liked the idea of talking about games in little collections that
Yes.
we thought were grouped together. And so we came up with Game Pie.
Yes.
So here we are, folks, back with a game pie for you today. The pie of the day is full of games from the Board Game Geek Top 100 that we haven't played, but we want to play.
Indeed.
Now, Mandy, I thought this was really interesting because basically it's a pie born out of desperation as we're sitting here going, what do we want to do for game
Right?
pie? And we kind of stumbled into it eventually. But it
Exactly.
got interesting because what we did is we went to the Board Game Geek Top 100. And Mandy, you were scrolling. You're like, wait a minute, I've played all these. I don't think I can do this pie. But then you started hitting some.
Yes, I
And
definitely did.
I was hitting some pretty quickly. But we realized that we don't overlap a ton. It's interesting that
No.
there's a bunch of games that you've played that I haven't, or vice versa. But
Mhm.
net, we did the count, folks. We did the count of the current, as of August 27th, 2023, of the current Board Game Geek top 100 games. I have not played 20 of them, but I have played 80 of them. Mandy, how about you?
I too am in the haven't played 20 realm of games, and I was actually very surprised, but to be fair, I had a struggle in the first 50 to,
Yeah,
like,
you
find
were
ones
just
that I
like, "I
hadn't.
played them all."
Yeah, exactly, it was just after that, then I started getting, "Okay, I haven't played these." So, yeah, so it's kinda cool that we were in the same range, but the games we played or we haven't played are different. So,
Indeed.
yes.
So, here we go, top games. So these are the games that we haven't played of the 20, I guess, for each of us that we want to play. Because 'Cause I'll be honest, there are games in the uh, top 100 that I haven't
Yeah,
played and I have no desire to play, and that's fine because not
also
every
that.
game has to be for every person,
Right.
but there are some I'm hankering for. Mandy, as usual, would you like to serve up the first slice?
Sure. So my first slice of pie is a big one. And it's dominant species. And this was at number 88 on the top 100 on BGG. I actually don't even think I fully know what the game is about. I just know it has dinosaurs, and I'm guessing you're trying to like take over specific areas of the board. Is it the area control? It seems like it would be an area control
It's
type
area
game.
control.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
that. Heyo. Hi, yeah. So the title does speak for itself, and I kind of had enough feeling where we were going. So dominant species is one I've heard a lot of people talk about. I know it is definitely on the heavier end of the spectrum, but hey, like I'm not mad at it, so I'm happy to give that a whirl. And it's about dinosaurs. Yeah, dinosaurs, heavy. I don't even mind the area control portion of it, but I know this is one, Suzanne, you've talked about, and I believe that you said you've enjoyed. So, how have I not played this? I need to play it. So, dominant species.
Well, I think it's interesting because maybe sometimes you don't love direct conflict in
Sure,
games.
that's fair.
Right, and as an area control game, there's a lot of direct conflict, but I think you will like Dominant Species because it's very Euro-y in how you do your conflict, right?
Ooh, I
I
like.
don't I think you'll like it. We'll have to get this to your table for
I'm
sure.
excited. It's dominant species. Heyo.
First slice up for me, Seventh Continent. This is number 91 on the BGG Top 100 right now. Seventh Continent is a massive game, sometimes compared to Gloomhaven, where you have square cards that represent different locations and you're going out and you're exploring and having different events and different encounters and things like that. This was on Kickstarter. I missed the first one, and then I went big into the second one because everybody was saying how much they love Seventh Continent. So then I went big into the second one.
Right.
I got massive boxes of Seventh Continent, just big old boxes, expansion boxes, promo boxes. And I opened it up and I sorted the cards and I looked at them. Ooh.
And
And
then
I've never I've read the rules and I've started it and I've never actually gotten to play it. And so Seventh Continent, I don't know. This is a tough one. I'd really like to, if nothing else, I'd like to take advantage of my hundreds of dollars of
right.
investment and get this game played.
Yeah, one I've heard you talk about and a lot of other people talk about. Definitely one I've looked at, but I also have not played. So Seventh Continent, very excited to hear your thoughts when you do get it to the table.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the next one on
Oh,
my
Mandy.
I
Oh,
know.
Mandy.
I almost feel
Mm.
like you should talk about this game because I actually,
No,
again,
no.
I don't know a ton about it. I just know so the game is Kalis. This is my next slice of pie, Kalis. And I know this is one of Suzanne's all-time favorite games. I've never played it. I kind of got a little taste of the new version when it came out, but I know I haven't played it, but it looks like it's right up my alley. I mean, it has like little houses and things, not houses, but buildings that you want to place on the map. I'm like, okay, I mean, you may laugh if you don't know me, but as soon as I see that, I'm like, okay, we're definitely bordering into a territory that I like. So I feel like it's city building potentially, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here because this is more your realm, Suzanne, because I know you know this game oh well, but it has like a medieval type theme to it. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about it because I'm not doing a very good job
It's
of
the
explaining it.
classic worker placement game. That's what Kalis is. It's really worker placement and resource management and how you do that. But Kalis is special for a variety of reasons. It's one of the earlier games that really leaned into the worker placement mechanism.
Right.
But it's also a lot of times Euro games get quote unquote accused of being multiplayer solitaire with not a
Mm,
lot of player interaction. And Kalis has just a little bit of player interaction with this piece called the Provost. Uh, yeah, Mandy, if I did not realize you had not played that. If I
uh-uh.
knew while you were visiting me that you had not played Kalis, this would not be on the list because I would have anyway.
My bad. Sorry. So Kalis
Soon.
is on the list to play for next time.
Good. Next on my list of games in the top 100 that I haven't played but would like to, Anachrony.
Mm.
Anachrony, as I understand it, is a massive worker placement
Mhm.
game. It's number 45 on BGG. I just I don't have a copy. It sounds cool. Sounds like it's a pretty massive, heavier game. I think it's by the same group that did Tricarion,
It is. Yeah.
which is also a game I haven't played. But I'd love to check out Anachrony. I remember when it was on Kickstarter, and for whatever reason, probably money, I just didn't choose to back it at that
Yeah.
time, and it kind of passed me by. But I keep on hearing people talk about it, and here it is in the top 45 or in the top 100 at 45. So Anachrony, I want to get it to the table. I
Yeah, that's a
gotta
good one.
find a friend to teach it to me though, because I don't have a copy.
It's a good one, and I personally did not find it as heavy as, like, other games that we played. Now, that's just a me thing, but knowing you, I think you'll find it like a not heavy, like medium heavy weight.
Cool.
But
I
anyway,
love it.
I think you'll like it. So Anachrony is a good one. Next on my list is one I know Suzanne has played, and I've heard so many people talk about this, and I think it's another area control game. Jeez,
It
I'm
is.
on a roll with this today, and please, if I pronounce it wrong, I say Inish, but
Mhm.
I don't know if that is the correct pronunciation, but we're gonna go with it. And as I said before, it is an area control game, and I had seen this game many times, and the front cover kind of looked almost like Celtic art. I could be wrong, please. I'm not here to offend anybody, so if that's wrong, but it definitely had that. Oh, look at that! I pulled it up. Rooted in Celtic history.
Celtic
Heyo!
lore, yeah.
My Irish best friend is going to be really happy that I got that right. But it's, as I said before, area control game, and it definitely, from the description, it has cards that are being used in the game. And you, again, Suzanne, I know this is something that you've played more than me. Obviously, being trying to be the leader of an area, and it looks like you have like a clan that you're using on the map to take over these types of areas. So very similar of trying to like balance that power and become victorious in the game. I liked the art when I saw it. I thought it was really nice, and I don't know. I wanted to give it a whirl. It had like the different. I don't know if they're tiles or areas that were kind of had like some kind of like jagged kind of, I don't know, like a white line depicting like the different types of terrain. I don't know. It just looked interesting. I'm not. It sounds horrible the way I'm describing it, but it just looked like something I wanted to try. So Inish is one that I hope to get to the table soon.
Yeah, really actually enjoy Inish. I don't own it. I think what happened is Inish and Kemet came out
Mm,
in the same general time frame, and they were both area control games. Very, very different. in terms of like how Inish uses cards and things like that. But I was so in love. I am so in love with Kemet. I mean, Kemet is like
Yeah.
a top 10 game for me. That even though I liked Inish because both area control and this other stuff, I kind of leaned into Kemet more. But
Mhm.
Inish is a lovely game, and I hope that you give it a whirl, Mandy.
Yeah, and it just made the top 100. It was number 99.
Oh, just squeaked in.
Just made it.
All right. My next slice of pie is Barrage, number 35. Barrage, I believe, is a newer game.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be like a heavier Euro style game about industry. That's all I know about it. Other than people love it, they raved about it, and somehow I just completely have never had the opportunity to play it. I don't think it. I don't know. Like maybe some of my friends own it. I don't know, but Barrage at number 35 definitely enough people that I respect and have similar taste to love it that I want to give it a whirl.
I heard it's mean. So
Oh,
I think that's
really?
yeah, I heard from a lot of people because it was one that I was looking at. Actually, it was I think our last Essen is when it launched, that when we attended, and I heard that I heard it's mean.
I mean, I'm not against being
Yeah.
mean in board
I
games,
thought I
so
thought you might say that.
hey. All
Just
right. Well,
kidding.
folks, if you are listening or watching out there, let us know like what you think of Barrage. And if you have been a long time listener and you have a sense of my game taste, let me know if you think Barrage is something that will click with me because
Yeah.
I want to try it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. So again, one I'd be interested in, but we'll see about the whole meanness aspect. Well, last on my list is one that I feel like I've had many an opportunity to play and just never played it. Not because I didn't want to, I just something came up, and that is Zolkin. And it came in at number 57 on the top 100. And sorry, the full title is Zolkin, the Mayan calendar. So that's what it's looking at different Mayan tribes, and it is a worker placement game. I'll be very honest with you. I don't know much more than that. I do know I've seen many people paint. It looks like they have these gears or something that's on
Mm-hmm.
the board in the
Mm-hmm.
game, and I've seen some wonderful artistic renditions of it. And maybe that has what enticed me, and the whole, Mayan tribe theme. I was very curious to see how it was represented and how it was in that game. So I've heard good things, and definitely Zolkin is one that I would like to try. And it's worker placement. I mean, that's kind of right up my alley. So there we go.
Yeah, I think I really hope you get this one. I think that the way the gears work and the way that that moves your actions and pieces around is still fairly uncommon. It hasn't been implemented in quite that way much that I can think of. So I hope you get to play it.
Yeah,
You
there you go.
maybe I mean, let's see. 3 of the 4 games on your list I own.
Yep.
So maybe you're going to come back and visit me
It's
sooner than you think.
exactly, get those played.
Hmm. All right, and the last slice of pie. Of course, because game pie is, game pie, it's a circle, so 3.14. So we often will do 3 games and an extra. Just a little bit
A
more.
little
We'll
bit
round
cream
up.
on the pie, you know?
Exactly, for our game pie. So my last slice of games in the Board Game Geek top 100 that we haven't played but want to is number 12, Gaia Project.
Ah, yeah.
The sibling game, I guess, to Terra Mystica,
Mhm.
which is, of course, a much lauded, heavier Euro style game, which I have played and I enjoy. I don't love it as much as many other people do, which
Right.
I know is heretical to some people, but it's fine. And I wonder, and quite frankly, I've played now the Terra Nova, which is another follow up to Terra Mystica that
Oh,
takes the core, like with the energy management and things like that. It takes a lot of Terra Mystica, but strips it down to it like takes off the spirit tracks and things like that. I actually really, really like Terra Nova
yeah.
and what it does. So I will say that. That said, I've always been told I should try Gaia Project as a follow up, that it smooths some pieces out from Terra Mystica that maybe I didn't enjoy.
Hmm.
It's got, of course, that more space theme, which we all know, Mandy, right up your alley.
My
Mandy, have you
favorite.
played Gaia Project?
I have not. Terra Mystica?
Okay.
Yes. Gaia Project. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the app. I don't have the physical game, and I have yet to play it.
Okay. So Gaia Project, really one I'd like to try just to know. Just
Yeah.
just to
Just to
knock it
see.
off the list, so to speak. So
I heard
that
it's
is
good.
my last slice of pie for today's episode.
Yeah, I'd be really curious to see, what other people, if they're in the same kind of boat as us or, vastly different. I'd just be curious to see the diversity of games that people haven't played but want to in that top 100.
So there you go. If y'all have ideas, because Mandy and I are always looking for new ideas for game pie, suggestions on game pie that we can serve up for you, you should reach out to us. You can reach us via email at saltandsassgames@gmail.com, or you can join us on our Board Game Geek Guild. That's Guild 4131. And we have threads that we put up there that you can join the conversation. Sometimes a little behind. I'm really sorry about that, but join us there. We love reading your comments and getting your input on that as well. So you can always make
Yeah.
suggestions or chime in on the episode there. Or Mandy, where else can folks find us?
Oh my goodness, all the socials. We're everywhere. So, Salt and Sass, well, you could be watching us on the YouTube channel or potentially on the Twitch, and that's Salt and Sass Games. We are also on, well, I guess it's no longer called Twitter, but guess what? Twitter. You can find us on Twitter at Salt and Sass Games. So, not and, Salt, the letter N, Sass Games. And then me, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Blue Sky, basically any kind of social media that exists if you're looking for me at 613 Mandy, and that's Mandy with an I. How about you, Suzanne?
And I similarly am all over the place on the social media sites as at 425 Suzanne. And we love chatting with you and love to hear from you there.
Yeah.
All righty. We will call that an episode of Salt and Sass. We've served up dessert. We've talked about games. We're trucking along to all the oh Mandy, it's just so many games from Gen Con. It's really actually really exciting. I'm having so much fun going through these games and exploring them. So I'm really excited for next episode to talk about even more games than we didn't fit into this episode.
Absolutely.
It's good
So
times.
many. Exactly. I can't wait for the big one. The big too many bones. I'm
Oh
excited
gosh.
to get into that one.
But until next episode, we want you to be happy, take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, and play lots of games, everyone. We'll see you
That's
next
it.
time.
All right. Bye, everybody. This episode was sponsored by Druid City Games, where player experience comes first. Check out all of their great games at druidcitygames.com.